Join me as I dive into the puzzling question of why we punish people for others' mistakes and see if I can figure out the reasoning behind it. When we think about punishment, we often associate it with the idea of justice, of making someone pay for their wrongdoing. But what happens when the person being punished isn't the one who committed the crime? It's a concept that raises all sorts of psychological questions. Is it fair to inflict suffering on someone who didn't do anything wrong? What does it say about our sense of morality and justice if we're willing to punish the innocent? The moral and ethical dilemmas surrounding punishment are complex and multifaceted. On one hand, we want to hold people accountable for their actions and punish them accordingly. But on the other hand, we have to consider the impact that punishment has on innocent individuals, the families, the friends, the communities who are affected by the actions of one person. Is it fair to punish them too, simply by association? Does that not go against our fundamental sense of justice and fairness? Take, for example, the concept of guilt by association. If someone is accused of a crime, their friends and family may also be implicated, even if they had nothing to do with it. This can lead to a situation where innocent people are punished, simply because of their connection to the accused. Is that justice, or is it just a form of collective punishment? And what about the societal norms that support this behavior? Do we as a society condone the punishment of innocent people simply because we're angry or scared? The punishment of innocent people can also have far-reaching consequences, affecting not just individuals, but entire communities and societies. It can create an atmosphere of fear and mistrust, where people are more likely to turn against each other, rather than working together to find solutions. And yet, despite these concerns, we continue to punish innocent people, often without even realizing it. In history, we've seen numerous examples of individuals and groups being punished for the actions of others. The Salem witch trials, where innocent people were accused of witchcraft and executed, are a stark reminder of the dangers of collective punishment. The justice system, too, has its own share of examples, where people have been wrongly convicted and punished for crimes they didn't commit. And in social scenarios, we've seen how entire groups can be stigmatized and punished for the actions of a few individuals. Take, for instance, the way we treat whistleblowers. Often, they're punished and ostracized, not for any wrongdoing, but for exposing the wrongdoing of others. Or consider the way we punish entire communities for the actions of a few individuals. The War on Terror is a prime example, where entire nations and communities have been punished for the actions of a few terrorists. The ancient Greeks had a concept called hamartia, where an individual's tragic flaw would lead to their downfall. But what if that flaw wasn't even their own? What if it was someone else's mistake that led to their punishment? This raises questions about the nature of justice and punishment. Are we truly seeking justice, or are we just seeking revenge? One key insight that's essential to understanding this phenomenon is that punishment is often used as a tool of social control, rather than a means of achieving justice. By punishing innocent people, we're sending a message to others: behave or else. It's a form of psychological manipulation, where the punishment of others serves as a warning to us all. But what does this say about our values and morals? Are we truly valuing justice and fairness, or are we just valuing control and obedience? The puzzle of punishing people for others' mistakes is complex, and the answers are far from clear-cut. But what's essential is that we start questioning our assumptions about punishment and justice, and consider the broader implications of our actions. By doing so, we can begin to create a more just and fair society, where punishment is used to rehabilitate rather than perpetuate harm. So, what do you think? Do you agree that punishing people for others' mistakes is a problem that needs to be addressed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in exploring more of these complex topics, be sure to check out our next video on the psychology of punishment.